One, two, three, doing sound test. Please let me know if you can hear me in the chat. Okay, I just checked the stream. It seems that you were able to hear me. So let me say a big hi here to everyone. Welcome everyone to the streaming, to all the people that is here. Welcome to the class number 5 of the minicamp. I see a lot of people here. So let me say hello to all of you. I'm gonna take the time and I'm gonna read everyone who is in the chat, okay? So Bay Television Kafa, welcome to the streaming. Welcome Parrot Kitty Dog. Also I see Mini World Created Thailand is here. So welcome Mrs. Queen, our Thai, yeah, you say Thai, yeah, it's Thai. Our Thai teacher, it says, hey Yayo, I love Madonna. So yes, we know you love Madonna and you are a VIP guest on this streaming, Madam Queen. Welcome also to Newa. I don't know how to pronounce your name because it's in Russian. In Russian, it's not only really hard for me to learn to actually read that. It's impossible because, of course, I don't know how to write it. But just to let you know, I see you're reading. So welcome, welcome, Mr. Cat here also. Welcome, Lucia Bordon. Welcome, Kenzie. Long time Lucy, Kenzie. Kenzie is another student from the minicamp who actually won once or twice the prize in the event. So welcome, welcome, Florian Raul. Welcome, Nam Ep and Mo. Okay, I sorry again. I see another Russian player here, but unfortunately I am unable to pronounce your name because I don't know how to read it in Russian. But please let me know in the chat how to pronounce your names in English. Welcome, Max Gaming. How are you doing? You say you're gonna go to the shower? All right. Welcome, Kai, also, and Kate plays Roblox. Welcome to the streaming. I'm glad to see that a Roblox player is coming here to assist to the live class, okay? Okay, Kenzie, before starting the class, Kenzie is telling me that he have here that the next update of Miniverse is gonna be the circuit update. And I suppose not to tell you that, but it's gonna be a secret in between us. So yes, I have here also the same rumor, and I have seen some updates. Cannot tell you exactly what is going on, because of course that's a secret I cannot tell. But I can tell you, yes, the next update is gonna be about the circuits. So we're gonna play a lot for them, okay? Now, Florin Raul says on May 2nd is gonna be his birthday, so unfortunately we won't be able to see us on that date because, well, the minicam is not streaming that day, but happy birthday, Florin Raul. I hope for that day you're gonna have an excellent birthday, okay? So guys, let's start the class. Remember, if you have any questions, just let me know into the chat. I usually don't answer really quick because sometimes I get focused on the class and I forgot to check the chat. But I will answer as soon as possible. Alright? And now let's move and let's start with the class. Okay, guys? So, in the screen, you're seeing once more what we're gonna do today. And remember, guys, today, for those that are new, what we're gonna do is that we're gonna have a live class related to the minicamp. So, what is the minicamp? How do you eat it? What is going on here? Let me explain really quick, okay? The minicamp is an event that happens every month, okay? What we do on the minicamp is we see live classes. If you are from different countries, also you have different teachers, and the English teacher for the minicamp. And what we do is to learn in 6 live classes how to create a specific map, and then you're gonna participate with your maps, and you can win real money by creating your maps. Okay. This month, the map that we are learning how to do is a SimCity simulator. Probably if you come today by first time, you're gonna be a little bit lost on the information because this is the class number 5 of the 6 classes. But remember, you can always check in this channel, check the previous classes, and you will be able to create your map and learn a lot of things, okay? From now, once more, we are doing a SimCity simulator. And just to let you know, if you are wondering who I am your teacher. Remember, just the English teacher. If you are in different regions, you're gonna have different teachers. My UID is this one in case you want to follow, in case you want to check the example map or also check other of my maps. And also you have a link in the description for the UI, the name of the map, so all the information is gonna be on there, okay? Important things. Once more, guys, for this event, we have a total amount of 4 weeks and 6 classes, okay? So currently we are in the class number 5 right here, and in the week number 3. So it means that tomorrow we have the class number 6, and it's gonna be the last class of this month of this minicamp, okay? After that, you can start modifying and submitting your map. You will have until the end of the next week to submit your map, and then we're gonna have the contest and the hours. Remember, the hours are in real money, so you can get a lot of new prizes. If you want to check the prices, check the class number 1. Okay, for this class, I know we are a little bit late with the content, but today we're gonna learn how to create the terrain tools for creating your city, how to create the buildings for your city simulator, and if we got enough time, we're gonna start with the user interface, okay? All right. Now, important things. Remember, guys, we have a limited date for submitting our maps on the minicamp, and I always want to be specific with this because it's important, guys. Last date to submit your map into the minicamp is gonna be May 7th, okay, at 11 p.m. All right. So that's gonna be the last date, but this is really, and let me switch my face here. So it's gonna be really important, guys. This is gonna be on Shanghai time, okay? The The information you are seeing in the screen is for Schengen time. Remember, you need to look your local time to know exactly the day and the date that is going to be the last limit for you. Okay, but most important, guys, uh, most of the times you need to submit before just in case something happens. Remember, internet can go off, you can have some errors in your map. So I highly recommend it if you submit your map 2 days before. That means at max on 5 of May. It will be perfect. Just in case something happens, you will have 2 days to fix the error, okay? And look at me at my face. If any of you tell me that it wasn't able to submit the map because it didn't submit on time, I personally gonna look for you, and I gonna send what we told here in Colombia. We're gonna send you los de la moto. I gonna I gonna give you. Mm, I'm gonna be angry, okay? Because I told you that you need to submit 2 days before in every class, okay? So very important, guys. Remember, you need to submit on time this, okay? Now, guys, important things also here. Remember that we're gonna have different prices for this live streaming. I'm gonna give you some codes. So in the screen you are seeing the dates, the time, and the hour. I'm gonna start submitting the prices for you, okay? So if you come at that time, I will give you the codes, okay? So remember, we're gonna give the first code at 7:45 p.m. in Vietnam time, okay? Currently we have 7:10. So that means in half hour I'm gonna give the first code. Then at 8:15, that means in around 1 hour and 5 minutes, I'm gonna give the second code. And finally at 8:45, that means in 1 hour and 35 minutes, I'm gonna give you the second code, okay? Oh yeah, the last code, sorry. So remember, you can come back and check for those codes, okay? Also, remember, during the class, I'm gonna ask some questions, and depending of your answer, you're gonna want actually not temporal, you're gonna want actually permanent skins, okay? So remember that you can want also permanent skins in this class, but you need to answer the teacher questions. Not least, but very important, we also have a link in the description of the video and in the screen to join to our Discord channel. Remember, in our Discord channel, you can ask for questions, you can interact with us, you can interact with your other partners, with the other students, and submit your maps, okay? And it will be glad to talk on there. And one of the codes, I'm probably gonna save it for the minicamp in English. So what are you waiting for? Go ahead and access to the mini Discord channel, okay, for the minicamp. All right. So before starting, once more, we are gonna do a quick review of the map that we are learning to do. I know a lot of you are new, so I want to do a double check and be sure that you will be able to take a quick look to the map we are creating, okay? So let me open up here MiniWord for you. Come on, MiniWord, open. It's loading, and I'm waiting for MiniWord to get open. All right, so in the screen you're seeing currently MiniWord. It's taking some time, it's loading. And perfect, you can see the beautiful new update screen. All right, let me read you in the chat. Joao de Silva says, hey, or well, put a normal face, so I guess you're saying hi, so hi. Okay, Florin Raul says he has 8 years old and he is gonna have 9. Oh, nice, you are growing up fast. Shisen is here, so welcome back, Shisen. He says Kenzie is annoying him for about 15 minutes, bro. Alright. Okay, let's start with this. Kai Ki, welcome also. I forgot to say hi. Welcome to the streaming. Alright. And let's take a quick look again for our map, okay? So The map that we're learning to do is a mini sim city simulator. Let me restart the map really quick. Of course, I have done some changes for being editable, but let me show you the example really quick, okay? I'm gonna change this, we're gonna make it advanced, and we're gonna reduce to near, and then we're gonna play our map. All right, so you're just gonna see how the map is constructed, it's auto-generated. Remember, in the class number 3 or 2, I don't remember well, we learned how to do this random map generator, random islands generator actually. And I now I have to play in this specific terrain that is really hard. That is the islands. But well, mm, really quick, what you see in the screen is what we gonna learn how to do. Remember, we have a UI with all the information, all the different tools here. And let me switch a second to the clear one, so you're gonna see better the screen. All right. So on here we have the different tools. Once more, we have terrain, we have the basics, and the advanced. Okay. As an example, and here I can change the terrain. I can also reduce that. I can make a pavement next to the roads. If I do it another way, I won't be able, but next to the road, I will be able. I also will be able to connect the roads. As an example, I can turn this into a road. Only if it's connected to another road. Once more, if I do it right here, I won't be able to. I need to connect it to a road. And also I will be able to delete some of the roads here, okay? Also, we have another quick tools like deleting or removing some blocks. And with that, I will be able to get more blocks here. All right. And of course, we have another couple of interesting tools. Once more, if we use irrigate in sand, it's gonna become dirt. If we use it again, it's gonna become another one. And like that, you can change all the terrain in your area, okay? All right, so that is a part of the map we are gonna learn how to do today. Another important thing is I think I mess up here something. I delete something. Okay, I'm gonna have to put a weight on here. Let me fix really quick this for you. So you will be able to see actually all the different tools. We're gonna put it here 0.3 seconds. All right, let's add a trigger here. It's just a quick fix I'm doing here because before the class I was playing with the code to make it easier for you. And since I forgot to do or to modify some specific things, but with this is gonna work, I guess. If it doesn't, don't worry, I'm gonna fix it for the class where we're gonna learn how to do the UI, okay? Let me see, now it's supposed to be working. Let's do a quick test here. Once more, you're gonna see that the terrain is generated. And right now we're gonna have a different kind of terrain. We have a desert, but also we have some mountains and some green terrain around our city. So nice. Okay. All right. Perfect. Now let's see. Okay, now it's working. Now all the menu is working back. So, okay. Something that I forgot to teach you in the previous test is that you can play homes. Of course, you cannot play the home anywhere. You need to have a grass terrain, air, or that's important, and or because you can do both. you can have um, sidewalk next to the road, and then you will be able to place your home there. As you see here, probably I see a car that is already moving around our city, all right? And also we have like different buildings that we can have for this one, okay? So as an example, we have a farm. Once more, with the terrain, we need to place the farm only in farmable blocks like this, and also those farms need to be next to a road, okay? So as an example, this farm is going to give me some food so I can maintain my city. Also, I have a fishing farm that I can place only next to the water, right? That is gonna give me less food, but I will need less requirements. Remember, we have a lot of different tools. We have parks, we have clubs. Every building is gonna have like different requirements. And also I have the advanced menu, which I can place some offices here. Or, as an example, I can place a police station, and the limit is your imagination, okay? So you can create a city in the space, in the sea, and whatever you want, but you will be able to place like different buildings. And also, we gonna learn how to be able to upgrade the buildings. As an example, transform the houses into buildings and add more floors to our buildings to have more population and to have more people. And well, you can play a lot with this, okay? What we gonna learn today? What we gonna do? First thing, we're gonna learn how to create the terrain tools. That means that we will be able to modify and change the landscape as we want, but of course using money. Then we're gonna learn how to create the buildings, okay? So that is the focus of our class today. Very important, guys. And also we're gonna learn how to, well, we're gonna start, okay, to creating this user interface. So you will be able to have like different menus showing the money, the food you have, the population, the stress. Also in the last class, but not today, we're gonna learn how to create this specific tool that will allow you to get money and the normal menus, okay? So let's start with the terrain tools, everyone. And before starting the class, I'm gonna read the chat really quick, okay? So Kenzie is telling sorry man to Shisen. Alright, so I see Florian Rowley say he's gonna play this. Remember, the UID is right on the bar under my avatar, the one you can see right here next to my avatar. Around this area you have my UID in case you want to check them up. Also, you have it on the description, okay? Let me drink some water here. And let's start with the coding, okay? All right. So we're gonna start with the simple things, and is that we're gonna create the base for our tools, okay? So all the tools we are using for editing our terrain are right here, okay? These are gonna be normal items. And those normal items will change depending of the menu that you have in the main UI. And those will allow you to modify the terrain, okay? The important thing is that I'm gonna show you the base. You can copy the way I'm doing, or you can create your own style, okay? So as an example, I have some tools here. I have the irrigate tool that transforms sand into soil, soil into farmland, and farmland into grass. That is for take the normal terrain and of course change it and make it a different one. I have the tool that do the same thing, but it's gonna do it backwards. That means that instead of like transforming everything in a green terrain, is gonna dry the terrain, okay? So the grass is gonna transform into farmland. If you click over farmland, it's gonna transform in soil. And if you click on soil, you're gonna transform in sand, okay? With that, you will be able to modify the terrain But very important, guys, check that our tool needs 25 of money to be able to work. Okay, and that is a part important on the game. Try to make all the tools require money, so players will need to plan better how to modify the terrain. Okay, and they need to produce money to be able to modify the terrain. Okay, those are like my tools. Remember, you can do a tool for every one of them. I'm just doing it to simplify the menu here. Next, we have like more advanced looks for a terrain. Okay, we have the sidewalk, and the sidewalk is gonna work for place buildings here. Okay, as you see, also has a price, 25 bucks to be able to do it. And what it's gonna do is gonna transform any block into sidewalk, or it's gonna, if you click against over sidewalk, it's gonna transform every sidewall block into soil. Okay, but very important, we have a description here. It says we need to connect to our road to be able to do it. Okay, then I have a specific block that is very important, that is the road. Remember, in our game, you can only build the structures if those structures are next to a road, okay? That is where the cars are gonna be moving, so needs to be connected, okay? And for that is the same function as the sidewalk, okay? You have to transform any block into a road by $50, or transform any road into soil. Important, also in the description it says you need to connect to a road. And finally, we have a tool to remove blocks. This is going to be called dig. And what it's going to do dig is to destroy the current block. It needs to be a terrain block, and it is going to transform that block into 2 sand blocks. Okay, so why 2? In case player destroys the terrain, he will be able to expand the island. Okay, so he removes one block, but he will be able to recover that block and place another one. But very important, it's gonna be expensive because it's 75 of money, and also it's gonna place the sand block, which you need to upgrade a lot to be able to build over it. Okay, now those are the terrain tools. I'm gonna show you how to do the base. And the first thing you're gonna do is you're gonna click on here on the plugin editor, and you have all these options, right? You're gonna scroll down, guys, and you're gonna go to items. Okay, remember, before starting, very important, if you don't want to create all these tools manually, remember, if you want to skip that part, that in the resource center right here you go and put my UID, which is 2769323. You click on save or look for. It's gonna take a while. You're gonna see my ID, and on there you just scroll down and you're gonna see this. And this is the plugin pack that already has all these tools, so you can save some time making it. Okay, but in case you can create it manually, or you want to create it manually, just do the next thing. You're gonna click on add. Okay, you're gonna create new, and you're gonna hit on create. On there you're gonna hit again in this plus symbol, and the item base is gonna be a mixed item. Okay, remember, mixed item is just an item. It doesn't do anything more than being an item. That means that we can use that. Okay, and in the name you're gonna place the name of your tool and all the information. Okay, so remember, you're gonna keep on this, you're gonna work on this, but I'm gonna show you the configuration, the setup for a one that I already have. Okay, so we're gonna start with irrigate. Okay, so really important, guys, remember on here you're gonna put first the name of the tool, and then if you want to make it see like the money, it's important to tell the players what is going to be the value of this. So remember, I put the name of the tool, which in my case is going to be irrigate. Then I put hashtag or a pound in the letter G, which means green. That means that after this color is going to be green. The dollar symbol and the price. Okay, And there I put the description, okay? Always put the description of what your tool is gonna do. In my case, it's gonna transform sand into soil, soil into farmland, and farmland into grass, okay? If you have access, I know not all of you have this tool, but in case you can do this tool, click on here, and on there you have the option to translate. Remember to click on translate all and do a double check. Of course, I know that you don't know all the languages, but do a double check and see if the different translations are okay. Alright, now you can choose a model here. I already choose this one, but you have a lot of tools for those that are old students. Now we have a lot more icons to choose from. Or remember, you can use Advanced Edition. If you want to see how it works, remember to check the previous minicamp. On there, I teach you how to change the icons for the item. For those that are not here, okay, you can see it right there, okay? For now, what is important is you're gonna place this as default, and you're not gonna set any skill, okay? And you're gonna save and return. Remember, you need to reaccess your map to be able to see that plugin, okay? So that is the base for any plugin you're gonna make. Remember, you can make a lot of them with the same function. Remember, I have here a lot of tools, the tools I showed you previously. Just remember to place the right information, okay? So at the end, you're gonna see the price here, the name, and also you're gonna see the icon, okay? That's the important thing, and the description in game. So once you have the item for the tool you wanna make, there is different ways that you can do the tool, okay? I'm going to show you the first example. You're gonna go to triggers, and I have this like group or in different folders. You're gonna put all your tools in a different folders, okay? One's for the normal terrain tools, and the ones for the building, so you're gonna avoid confusions. In my case, I put it in other ways, so it's gonna be easier for me to teach you. But remember, you're gonna place it on the right way, okay? Up to the moment, guys, did you have any question? Okay, no questions up to the moment, so let's continue. We're gonna create our first tool, and it's gonna be irrigate, okay? Remember, guys, I'm gonna show you the base about how to do this specific tool, but remember, you can create as many tools as you want. In my case, it's only gonna be one tool that is gonna do all the work for upgrading or downgrading the blocks, but you can create however you want, okay? So the name of this one is irrigate, is the one who is gonna allow us to upgrade the block, okay? And I'm gonna show you the base. Remember, once more, you can create as much as tools as you want. So what is gonna do this tool is to change one block into other by taking some money, okay? That is the basic tool, okay? So how it works, you're gonna create a new action. All right, for the action, you're gonna select here player, and there is an option that says player taps on block, okay? We're gonna select that one. All right, what it's gonna do is gonna detect when the player makes click on a block. Now we're gonna add our first condition, okay? So our first condition is to check that the item that the player has in the hand is the item that is gonna start our trigger, okay? So how do you do that? You're gonna go here, you're gonna go to player, if I'm not wrong, and on here there is one item, I guess. Oh no, this one I think is in items. No. Okay, yeah, it's item type with judgment. What happened is that they changed the name of the different triggers, so I'm a little bit loose, but I think it's this one, item type judgment. Okay, you're gonna select that one, and oh no, this is really hard. It's gonna be really hard because they changed the name of the triggers. But let me try to guess here. Oh, sorry, it's this one. Okay, so you're gonna go to pliers and determine handed item type. You're gonna click on that one, and you're gonna have the next options. In the first option, we need to select what item is gonna have the plier in the hand. In the second, you will need to check the condition, and in the third, we're gonna select the item. Okay, so you're gonna expand the first one, and on here, you're gonna select plier in trigger event. That is the plier who is gonna perform the action. You're gonna put the yes on here. Remember, yes is meaning yes, this is the item. And then on this, you're gonna select the item you just created for that tool, okay? Probably it's gonna be in custom, and you just need to find the item that we create, okay? In this case, my tool is gonna be called irrigate, so you're gonna select that one, okay? Now, you're gonna close, and we're gonna add a second condition. Our favorite condition, the one that we use the most, is gonna be math, okay? And you're gonna place numerical comparison. All right, and on here we're gonna need to be sure that the player has enough money. How we do that? We're gonna go to the first one. We're gonna select the variables, and remember, we create a variable called money, okay? And what we do is we place not greater than, because in that case, if the player has the same money, it's not be able to work. It's not gonna be working, so we're gonna select greater or equal. That means if it has $25 or more, he will be able to buy this, okay? So remember, first condition is the item, second condition is the amount of money, and now the most important thing, we're gonna select what kind of terrain this specific trigger is gonna work, okay? So only if the player is clicking on a yellow sand, is gonna execute on this specific trigger, okay? So how do you do that? You're gonna go another condition, you're gonna select block, and you're gonna select determine block type, okay? Once we select determine block type, we're gonna select block in the event, yes, and on here we're gonna choose what kind of block is gonna work on, okay? So in my case, this trigger only works if we have yellow sand here, okay? And that's it. Our trigger has now the right conditions. Now, what will be next, guys? Now in the actions, the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna take the money for the player, okay? So how do we reduce the money from the player? You're gonna go here and you're gonna select assign, okay? On there, you're gonna select assign value. Remember, these allow you, all the assigns allow you to change variables. And our money is a variable in game, so you're gonna select set value. And on the first one, you're gonna place the variable. Remember, we're gonna reduce the money, so we're gonna select money. And we're gonna set up as math numerical operation, okay? This is the one we gonna see. We're gonna expand. And on the first one, we're gonna go ahead and tell the game which variable we're gonna use for the calculation. So we're gonna take the amount of money that the player currently have. So we're gonna select money, and we want to reduce to take some money. Okay, so in the options, if you want to add more money, you of course place that. If you want to take some money, you're gonna select reduce, and we're gonna select the amount of money, which is how many is gonna cost to the player. This is gonna be $25, and that's it. Remember, on here we put $25. On here we also put $25. In the item also have the description, so everything is gonna be clear for the player. What is gonna be next is that we already take the money, but we want to give some feedback to the player. So to give the feedback to the player, we're gonna make a sound, okay? A sound, an effect, like a real visual effect, and then we're gonna have a text, okay? So the first one is gonna be the sound. You're gonna go to sound effect and play sound effects on player, okay? This one is the one you're gonna select. Now, The sound we're gonna have is player and trigger event. Then you're gonna select the sound you want to make for the player, okay? So in my case, I'm gonna stop the music a second so you will be able to listen how the sound is gonna sound. Oh, I just dropped down my mouse. Give me a second, guys. Which is still working. Put it all the things together back. No, guys, I just break my mouse. But it's still working, okay? All right, so you're gonna click on here, and this is the sound I select, okay? So the sound I select here is music 65. Remember, clicking here, you will be able to like test or choose different sounds. If you want to use the same one I have, you can place here. Remember, this is the sound you want to for your specific item. And most of the times, this, if when you select by default, is gonna sound like this. Okay, what I did to make a different sound is just change this where it says the tone is. If you change to any number, it's gonna change. Of course, as an example, if I put 0.5, it's gonna have a different sound. If I wanted to make it more like sound more metallic, so that's why I put a 5 on here. And now sounds more cartoonish and more metallic, okay? Remember, this is up to you. You can select whatever you want. Then we're gonna create an effect. So the player is gonna have some visual feedback, okay? So how do you create the effect? Well, you're gonna go here. You're gonna select special effect, and you're gonna select special effect on location, okay? Once you select that one, you're gonna select the kind of effect you want. The one I choose here is with particle one, because this tool is gonna make an effect like it's putting some water on the terrain, okay? But you can choose whatever. As an example, I choose this one. And very important, guys, as the block we are selecting is at the floor level, you need to change the location, okay? Because if you do right, like put in the event location, you're not gonna see it because it's gonna be cast, or the effect is gonna be produced under the ground, okay? So what you have to do is you have to change the location. You need to put the effect where you are clicking, but one block top. And how do you do that? You're gonna choose here, you're gonna select function library, and we have this one that says location offset or original location fixed, okay? Don't select this one, and on there, what you're gonna do is to expand, and you're gonna select event position and put the same numbers I have here on the middle, till so on, okay? And then the size of the effects, you can choose one. Now we have the effect, the sound, and we take the money. What we're gonna do is to create a small floating number that is gonna tell the player how many money he spends. And for this, you're gonna go here, you're gonna go to player, and then you're gonna select on here an option that says show a text to the player, okay? It's gonna be around here. Of course, as they change the names, sometimes it's really hard to. Well, you get used to it, okay? But there is the one that says displays text in floating window for to a player, okay? So you're gonna select that one, and now you're gonna have this option. What you're gonna do is to select player and trigger event, and in here you're gonna write what is gonna have, okay? The price you pay for that. Once more, we spent $25. So I put, remember this tag is for the color. So I do hashtag or pound, then the uppercase G, that means green. Remember G for green, B for blue, R for red, and Y for yellow, okay? And then the price that he's paying, okay? This is gonna be important, is to tell the player how many money he expends. And after we do all of that, you're gonna do and place the action we're gonna execute. Okay. So this was just taking the money and showing the information. Now we're gonna do what actually the tool is gonna do, which is gonna replace the block. How do you do that? You're gonna go to block and you're gonna select substitute block. Okay, if you were using the previous version, probably here it says replace block. You're gonna use substitute block. Okay, and you're gonna click on it. What you're gonna see here is that we can replace the block in the bend position for a different block. Okay, so you're gonna select the bend position, and on here you're gonna choose what block we gonna change the our block to. In my case, I transforming the sand into the soil block. Okay, on here we have a lot of different blocks, but what I'm gonna do is transform it into soil. So I'm gonna select that one, and on here you're gonna choose the location. For this kind of block, it doesn't matter. So I place here east, and that's it. Okay, remember always to test. So you're gonna put that item in your hands, and you're gonna switch to play mode, and you're gonna wait until your map is generated, of course. And after our map is completely generated, it's gonna take a while. Nice, we have our map working. You're gonna test. Okay, so remember the tool we made is to transform sand into dirt. So if you click, you're gonna see the sound, you're gonna see the effect, and you're gonna see the floating text. You're gonna see it's taking some money, and probably you're gonna don't gonna see the money too yet, and you're gonna see that it's changing. Okay, errors that you can have if it's not doing anything. Remember, you can check here that you have money, because otherwise it's not going to work. So remember to go to variables, to go to values, and to go to money. And before starting the map, put 500 or put enough money for testing. Then you're going to change this for the amount of money that the player is going to have at the beginning. But be sure you have enough money to be able to test this, okay? And that's how it works. Okay, now you may wondering, how do I do for having like different grades? Okay, so I can use the same tool for doing different things. As an example, transform it not only sand into into dirt, but also dirt into farmland, and farmland into grass. Okay, well, that is really simple. Actually, what you have to do is you have to copy and paste this trigger. Okay, remember, if this is a trigger, which switch a terrain into other. Okay, you're just gonna copy and paste, and you're gonna create different versions of the item. Okay, so here I have the same item, but with a different duplicate. Okay, so you're gonna rename it as irrigate 2 in this case. You keep all the information as it is, but you're gonna change the next one. First, only change for the second trigger the condition that says sand. On here, you're gonna use a different block. Okay, as an example, this time we're gonna take the soil. Then we're gonna scroll down and we're gonna put or change the block in the action for the block we're gonna change. Okay, so in this case, I selected for the soil to transform into farmland. Okay, which is this one. All right, so what you see here is that you can have multiple versions of the item, and you can have a lot of items here. Okay, so you see here the number 2 is for the soil, and the number 3 transform farmland into um, grass block. Okay, and you can do the same for different tools. As an example, using the same logic, just copy and paste and changing the information, I create another item that is the plow that do the inverse thing. It's gonna transform grass into soil, soil into sand, and it's just gonna be the same process. Okay, so you just copy paste, you change the name. But if you're gonna do a different item, of course you change here the item which you're gonna use, and you're gonna need to modify the information. If your item is more expensive or less expensive, you can change the money here and the information here. Of course, you can change the effect, and also you only change the result block here and the condition block here. Okay, Now I guess it's clear this part. That is the first item I'm gonna show you how to do, and we're gonna do different examples, okay? Now, guys, if you have questions, please ask me on the chat. I will be able to answer your questions. And right here, I'm gonna switch now, and I'm gonna give you the code, okay? We're gonna have the first code of the class. So that means that is code time. All right, so in the screen, you're seeing the code. And remember, guys, go ahead and climb the code, okay? So, anyway, while I'm waiting for you to claim the code, I want to know if you have any question. So just please ask me the questions on the chat. I will be able to answer now. Take the time because right now we are live. So as we are live, I will be able to give you like all the answers as soon as possible. And I see that some of you were typing on the chat. Welcome, No Side Santos. Welcome to the streaming. And you were asking if we were. I don't remember the actual versions, so I'm gonna give you that information later, of course. All right. So, guys, I don't know if you have any question right now. But if you have, just let me know into the chat as always. Gonna take the time to drink some water. And I don't know, what do you want to tell me? I don't know. When do you think is gonna be live the new version? The one that is gonna be focused on circuits. If you guess the date, you can leave it onto the chat. Okay, okie dokie. So, while you are waiting for the code, remember I put the code also, or the claimable code. I put it into the chat. Remember, the way you claim it is going here in events. You're gonna go to redeem code, and you're gonna place it here. Let's confirm what we got this time as a price, and we got 100 minibeans, and that is the code. Okay. All right. So 5 minutes while we wait for you to claim the code. Oh, I was drinking some water because I was completely dry. Sometimes my boy here a little bit when I'm giving the class because of course I talk too much. All right, guys. 1 minute more to claim the code. Let me put this into clear and take that minute to relax a little bit. Okay, guys, we have 2 minutes completed, so we're gonna continue with the class. All right, nice. Now that we already make the tool or the base tool, or I teach you how to do these 2 different tools which allow you to switch one block into other, we're gonna go to the next one, okay? And the next tool we're gonna learn how to do is dig, okay? So what is dig and how it works? Well, dig is a tool that allows you to break some blocks, because remember in this map you won't be able to break blocks with the hand. So with dig you can break some blocks and you will be able to win 2 blocks every time you broke 1 block, okay? But this has some conditions. If you break a block, you will have to spend 75 of money, which actually is a kind of expensive in game because a house is gonna be only 25, so you can get 3 different houses every time that you break a block, okay? And what you're gonna do with this is that you will be able to have 2 blocks. That means if you break 10 blocks, you're gonna have 20 blocks saved in your inventory, and with that, you will be able to actually place the double of blocks. That means that you can start expanding your island, your city, and that will allow you to grow up a little bit slower, but you will be able to grow up and change your island, okay? All right, so how we gonna start, or how we gonna create this? We're gonna go to our plugin editor, we're gonna go to items, and you're gonna do the same process that we learned already of creating a new item, but this time you're gonna put the next description. You're gonna put the name of the tool and the price, but in the description you're gonna put the strike current block and get some blocks, okay? Once more, the attribute and the skills are completely by default. You're gonna save the information and you're gonna re-enter the map, okay? So you're gonna click on here. Remember, every time you're adding a new block, you're gonna have to re-access the map. Is that how it works? All right, so what we're gonna do here is now we have the item that you already create the item. You're gonna create a new trigger, okay? The name of the trigger is dig. Remember, you can use any trigger for doing this. And remember, what is gonna do the trigger is save some blocks for your inventory. Remember, here our inventory is gonna be changing depending of the different tools we are selecting. So we're gonna save those tools for using later, and then you're gonna remove the block, okay? So what you're gonna do is delete the one I created. Instead of that, just copy and paste the one that we created at the first, that is irrigate. You're gonna copy and paste, and you're gonna rename it as dig, okay? The conditions, the actions are gonna be the same, and the 2 first conditions are gonna be the same. But of course, you're gonna change the information. Remember, we already learned this. You're gonna change the item for the item that you created, the amount of money, or for the amount of money that the player is gonna expend. And on here we have this option that says block type in the event is equals yes to solo yellow sand, okay? But we're gonna do different here is that we are not gonna place here the items we want to use the tool for. We're gonna place the items that you don't want to work this tool with, okay? So in my case, I have 3 different blocks where you cannot use this tool, okay? The first one is gonna be the road, so the players won't be able to delete the road with this one. The second one is Flamas Ult Restore. And actually I don't need this, but just in case I put it. And the third one is that the players won't be able to delete your trees, okay? So you most of the times have something like this. When you copy, you're gonna change for no, okay? You're gonna change for no, and then you place the block you don't want the player be able to destroy it, okay? In this case, I have my road here, okay? If you have the plugin I submit, you're gonna find the road block around here. It's gonna be around this area. Is gonna be this one, okay? Road. And remember, if you're using the fluorescent block, you can choose the fluorescent block here, okay? Then, oh, a second. Gilbert Jr. is saying hello. So welcome to the streaming, Gilbert. Now, these are the conditions. Now go for the actions, okay? As you see, the first actions are gonna be just the same. So in here, we're gonna expand and we're gonna change the money for the amount of money that our tool is gonna take from our money is gonna cost. So you're gonna put the price there. On here, of course, you can change the effect for a different effect. In my case, I'm using this. Okay. Once more, also you have you can choose here an effects. For this one, I'm gonna use a different one than the one I use for the irrigate. So I'm gonna use this one that is explosion. And once more on here, you're gonna put the text of how many money is gonna take from our player. So we're gonna take $75. Okay. And now, as you see, everything is like here set for the last option. Okay. So on this one, you're gonna delete that last option, the option you have here, and instead you're gonna put the next actions. Okay. The actions you're gonna put is block, destroy block. Okay. You're gonna destroy the block in the location, so you're gonna select that one. All right, and you're gonna delete the block in the vent position. Okay, is this one. All right, now we are not going to get the block with this that the player has. Okay, so how we do that? Remember that for being able to not to have the blocks in the hands, you will need to edit the normal terrain. Okay, so you will need to edit the different blocks for the terrain, and on attribute you can keep it like this. Okay, so what you're gonna do is just destroy the block in the vent, and then we're gonna have a specific variable which is gonna handle the blocks that we're gonna have in our inventory. Why? Let me explain with a quick example here. We wait until our terrain or our random islands is gonna be generated. It's gonna take some seconds. Here we have a good terrain this time. Seems that it's gonna be a normal city. Okay. Perfect. So remember that as an example, I'm gonna destroy this block, but if I have in a different inventory here, every time I click on here, it's gonna clean all the items in the inventory and it's gonna put new items, right? So we need to save a variable to know how many blocks we have saved. Otherwise, probably when we change the tool, this is gonna be deleted and we are not gonna have the same blocks. Okay, so it's important. Okay, so how do you do that? For this, we're gonna use a variable. Okay, so you're gonna click on here, you're gonna click on that, and the action is gonna be assigned. Okay, as always, we're gonna set a value, and we're gonna have something like this. In the first one, you're gonna click on here and you're gonna create a new variable. The name of the variable is gonna be called blocks, and as always, we gonna use one of the most used actions, and it's gonna be math and numerical operation. All right, and when we are on numerical operation, we're gonna expand, we're gonna select the variable, we're gonna add more, and here we're gonna select blocks again, and we're gonna put add, and we're gonna put the amount of blocks we're gonna add. Okay, so remember, I always place like if you break one block, you're gonna get 2 blocks. Why? Because with that you will be able to expand your island. Okay, just in case. And with that, we're gonna have like the different options or like the different blocks saved in our inventory. So now we're gonna remove all the blocks that the player has in the hand, and for this we're gonna just simply place player, we're gonna change here, and we're gonna select remove. Okay, blocks. So on here, remember this changes the name. So we have discard items and destroy items. Okay, so we're gonna select destroy items in the backpack. Okay, and we're gonna don't put discard because that is gonna drop the items. You need to put destroy. Okay, and you're gonna put players on trigger event. You're gonna place this number, so we means that we always gonna remove all the items the player has in the inventory. And in template library, we're gonna select the item we're gonna remove. In this case, I use in natural blocks the sand block. Okay, so remember we're gonna get sand blocks. So we're gonna remove. Why? Because we're gonna just clean up all the blocks that the player has in the hands, and we're gonna sync this with the variable. So delete first all the blocks. With this, you are deleting all the blocks that the player has, and then you're gonna add again the blocks, but in a different way. So we're gonna go to player, we're gonna add item to the player backpack, and you're gonna select, we're gonna add the amount of blocks that we have stored in our variable named blocks of yellow sand. Remember, this is the item I'm using by default to the blocks you saved to the player backpack. Okay, so every time that the player is gonna just draw a block, is gonna have those blocks saved on his inventory. Okay, now remember, you can test this tool once more. If you have the tool correct, if you follow the process correct, you will have the next function, and is that your city is gonna be created. When you have this tool on the hand, you will be able to, a second while it's loading. All right, so you will be able to break all the blocks except the blocks you put in the trigger that you don't want to block destroy, but you will be able to break all the blocks, and you're gonna have those blocks saved here. Okay, and that's it. Okay, right now probably you have a problem, and is that of course you're not gonna recover the blocks because we haven't created this option yet, so don't worry. But for now, you will be able to save the blocks in your hand. Okay, as you see here, we have 20 blocks. Okay, that means that we will be able to expand our island as we want. As you see, we're gonna be able to fill the terrain we cover, and we're gonna be able to actually expand the terrain a little bit. Of course, if you want the terrain to be a little bit again how it was, it is gonna be expensive because you're gonna need more money to become the terrain again usable. But you will be able also to expand the terrain a little by little. Okay. Now, guys, let me read you in the chat. As you see, this option is really easy to do once we do the first one, and let me read you in the chat really quick here. And okay, so Max Gaming says, I'm gonna explain to you, Gilbert. I think you are put so bad. Huh? What is it? Okay. All right. So Hang Ha Dang says, hello, Xin Xiao. Welcome to the streaming. I know you speak Vietnamese, and also I see that you also speak Chinese. So if you are able to understand me, welcome to the streaming. All right. So, guys, do you like how to create these terrain tools? Well, we got to the most easy part. Now, we left another couple of tools. Okay. So now we have the tool which allow you to replace a block. We have the tool that allow you to destroy the block. And now we're gonna do a different tool, okay? And you can use this tool for all the different terrains or items or tools you want to change the terrain, but you want to be sure that the terrain you're gonna change is connected to a specific terrain, okay? So how it's gonna work? Let me wait until the terrain is generated. So the previous two examples, those tools allow you to switch blocks, right? And this one allows you to destroy blocks. These two, instead, you will need to change the block, but only is gonna change the block if this block is connected to a specific block. Let me show you the example right here. So this tool, which is pavement, will change any block into sidewalk, as you seen in the description, and it's gonna change any element, any sidewalk into soils in case you want to delete that part. But in orange we have a requirement, and it says we need to have this tool connected to a road to be able to use it. So what does it mean? If I use this tool around this area, I won't be able to do anything, right? But if this terrain that we're gonna use is connected to a road, I mean the tool is gonna work, okay? So as an example, you can see here, we can place the sidewalk next to a road, okay? But if I want to do it connected to a sidewalk, I won't be able to because it's not connected to a road. As an example, if I place a road here, now this terrain become available for me and I can just make more of these blocks, okay? And the road is gonna have a similar function. As you see, you turn any block into a road and you can turn back any road into a soil, but it needs to be connected to a road also. Why? Well, because you have to be connected to a road to use the road. That means that once more, if I do something like this is not gonna work. Only if I have something like this that is connected to the road, I will be able to transform that item or that corner into a road. But of course, it needs to be also at the same height. So if I have something like this, I won't be able to transform because, again, I need to remove the mountain to be able to place the road right there, okay? So how we gonna do that specific tool, okay, for edit your terrain? Once more, you're gonna do the same. You're gonna create an item and you're gonna do a misc item. This time we're gonna do the sidewalk as an example. Remember, the road is the same, but you're gonna change just the information on the item. So place the name, place the money, place the description, and it's very important to tell the game that if you use the same tool, you're gonna transform any item in a sidewalk or transform any sidewalk into a soil, and set is very important to set to which item is connected to, okay? Everything else is gonna be the same. Remember, you're gonna save and return, and you need to enter the game again to be able to see this tool working, okay? Now, what you're gonna do is we're gonna start with the triggers, okay? As you see, most of the triggers are gonna be the same. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna copy and then we're gonna paste on the same folder the tool that we call irrigate. We're gonna remain, in my case is called cement, but in real in the game is gonna be called sidewalk add, okay? So you will be able to know what it's going to do. And on here, we're gonna have almost the same information here, all right? So what we're gonna do is we're gonna use the same. On the first one, once more, we keep the same conditions, but we're gonna check here and we're gonna select which item we're gonna have in the hand, once more, to be able to use this one. Remember, use the item that we just created for this tool. On here, once more, you're gonna select the amount of money that you need to do or have to use this tool. So I choose 25 here. And it's important, our first change is this one, okay? So we used to have something like this. We're gonna keep the same condition, but we're gonna change the order, okay? So in the first one, you're gonna select what kind of item we're gonna have. in the area or connected to, okay? So for this, remember we're gonna connect to a road, okay? If there is no road around, you won't be able to use this block, okay? So select your block, name it as road. You're gonna continue and we're gonna put yes. And then here is where it comes or where it's gonna work the actual condition, okay? Remember this condition is to check if an item is connected to something specifically. So we're gonna select function library and we're gonna select expand area, okay? Oh no, sorry. Function library, we're gonna select convert location to area, okay? We're gonna select this one and we're gonna expand and we're gonna have something like this. So my recommendation is first complete this. On the first one, you're gonna select 1. On the second, you're gonna select 1.3. And in the last one, we're gonna select 1. So what we are telling the game is transform where the player is clicking, you're gonna transform that in an area, okay? And okay. Sorry. This is important. You're gonna delete this option. It's not the same one. I almost forgot that. So when you copy and paste, you're gonna delete that event. And what you're gonna do, because you're gonna have something like this, okay? You're gonna have something like this, and of course you're not gonna have this one. So you're gonna delete that one, the one that says block type. And what you're gonna add is an action. The action is block and determine block in an area, okay? Determine block in area. That is important, okay? And once more, you're gonna add the same options that we see before, but then here you're gonna select convert area into location, like we're doing, like road, yes, the previous step I did, okay? On here, we're gonna expand and transform where the player is clicking. We're gonna set is less than a block of distance, but I mean in altitude, but around the block is gonna be 1 and a 1, okay? Just use the same ones I have here. And in the middle, we're gonna select function library and we're gonna select location offset, okay? And when you expand, you're gonna select FM position and you're gonna use the same numbers I have here, okay? So it's very important to use the same numbers. What we're gonna tell the game is to put this into the center of the block where we make the click, and then we're gonna click on here and set expand this to this area, okay? So this is the action we use to check if this block is connected to a block, name it road. In case you want to do it with more than one block, as an example, you want this to be connected to a road, but also to water, because I don't know, you were doing a port or something, you can duplicate and change this first option, okay? Now from here, all the options are the same as most. So in here, as always, you can choose the amount of money the player is gonna use to do or make this action work. You're gonna change the sound. You're gonna change here like the effect that you're using for this. And of course, you're gonna place again the amount of money on this or the text that the player is gonna see. But in this one, you're gonna place the same option you have here, but of course you're gonna update with the item you want to place. In this case, the block I want to place on that location is being called sidewalk, okay? And that's it. We have the second item or the second set of items that allow you to switch the terrain. Now, as just as the previous example, this is for adding. Now for removing, just copy and paste once more the same item, okay? Copy and paste and create a second option, okay, of the item, and that is gonna be called sidewalk remove. The first one was add, the second is remove, and do the same thing. You're gonna just change on here, but remember in the previous one we got any block. Well, the only thing that you need to do to be sure that the player will be able to delete this block is at the condition that we placed in the previous block. And remember, we learned how to do this. Determine that the block in the event is sidewalk. And of course, scroll down and change the block in event position for solve. And with that, you have the item with the two functions. Now your block will be able to do two things. First, is gonna be able to add a sidewalk. Second, is gonna be able to remove the sidewalk. Okay, let's wait until our terrain is gonna be generated once more. Perfect. And if everything is working, if you only have the first trigger, it's gonna do this. And now if you're gonna have the second trigger, it's gonna be able to remove the sidewalk, okay? Perfect. Now, now, also for the road is gonna be the same. Just remember to change the information. You create a trigger, rename it road add, okay? And in road add, of course, you change the information, you change the item, change the price. You be sure it's connected to the item you want to, in this case, the same road. Of course, you change here the money, right? Of course, you're gonna change the key here, the sound, the effect, the text, and the road. And if you want to do it again once more, you can also create one called road remove, and it's gonna have the same information of your sidewalk remove, but this time you're gonna remove just the road, okay? And that's it. As you see, it's really simple, okay? As you see, the way you make it is gonna be really, 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 really simple, guys. Of course, also if you have questions, let me know into the chat, okay? And guess what? Guess what we're gonna do right now? On here is time again to having a code time, okay? So we're gonna have another code to share. Are you ready? I'm gonna put it into the chat and also into the screen. So go ahead. You can see it right now in the screen, okay? All right. And I'm gonna answer some questions. Kenzie is saying that he beat again the Colossus, so congratulations, you're a pro. Oh, the move. Kenzie is asking me how do I make the moving little card. So Kens, remember to check the class number 2 on this channel and the class number 3. There I show you how to do it. It is really easy. Also, remember you can download this plugin pack, the one that has already all the mobs and the items in case you want to save time. And on there you're gonna find the car and the road, so you can use both to build your city. Um, okay, yeah, Kenzie has a really good idea. If you have some ideas for the next minicamps, I will appreciate it, and I'm gonna share with my bosses. So probably it's gonna be the next minicamp. Perfect. So Max Gaming, thank you, is confirming that we can claim the code. Perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. And yeah, if you were able to claim it, that's great for me because we need to be sure it's gonna work. All right. And I'm gonna place you in a brief hold. Uh, I'm gonna take some water and drink some water. So guys, remember, I'm gonna be back in 2 minutes with you. Enjoy now the code and claim it. All right, guys. So I'm moving back. I'm back again, guys. I take some time to drink some water and go to the bathroom. And now let's continue with the next part of the class, guys. Okay. So Tan ND is coming back. So welcome. Long time to see you, man. He's telling me that right now is 20:23 on Vietnam time. On here in my country is the same time, but in the morning. So right now we have a beautiful day. It's just morning time, okay? All right, guys, let's continue. Just in case, I want to do a double check and be sure that you can claim the code. Of course, Max Gaming tells me that you can claim the code, but I just want to show you what this code is gonna give us. And let's see. All right, perfect. It's a star gift box. Temporal skin, nice. All right. And now let's continue with the class, guys, okay? So cool. Right now we already learned how to do a just normal switch tool, how to create a tool which is gonna destroy things, and how to do a sidewalk or a tool that is gonna place the blocks or replace the blocks only if those blocks are connected to something, okay? To a specific block. Now we're gonna move up and we're gonna start with the second part of the class, which is gonna be how to create the buildings, okay? So we're gonna learn how to create the houses, whatever you're gonna create, you're gonna be able to, okay? But now, before continuing, I wanna ask you for a question. The one who answers this first is gonna have a prize, okay? So, my question is, what is the teacher UI? First one who answers is gonna have a prize, is gonna have a code. So remember, it's gonna be a personal code. It's gonna be only for the person who answered first, okay? So, very quick, guys, who is the one who is gonna have the answer here? The first one who is gonna answer this is gonna have a prize, okay? So really pending in checking the chat. First one who's gonna tell me what is your teacher UI D is gonna have the prize. So this is really quickie and really easy to answer. So let me see who answers. TikTok, who's gonna be the first one? Don't tell me you didn't know because it's a really easy code to be able to be won, okay? Alright, let's give 1 minute for this, okay? No, 2 minutes, okay? At 8:30, if you didn't answer this, I won't be able to save that code for myself. And they're gonna claim the skin for me. Remember, this is for a permanent skin. Who is gonna be the first one who answers? And this is really easy. A quick tip, you can see the UI in the screen in some part. So remember, you probably will be able to win this really easy, okay? Guys, it's an easy and really easy code to one. Who is gonna be the first? Who is gonna answer? I don't see anyone answering. TikTok, we have 1 minute more. Alright, if I won this one, I will be really glad, guys. You are giving me a free skin if you didn't answer. We have almost a minute more. I didn't see anyone answering, and TikTok, 1 minute more. Yes, seems that is permanent skin part is gonna be mine. Mwahaha. Alright, I didn't see anyone on there. TikTok, waiting for someone. The answer is in the screen. No, don't tell me you didn't know the answer, guys. It's on the screen. My god, I cannot believe this. Well, we have more codes, but it will be glad if any of you want this code. Alright, time is passing, guys. Time is moving up. TikTok's deadline is working. We have less than 30 seconds to want this specific code. So 5, 4, yeah, on the description and in the screen. Guys, it's a really easy question. Very good. Max Gaming is the one who is gonna want this code. Um, Please, Max Gaming, confirm to me if the codes I sent before you receive it, because I've been like writing you some codes in Discord, but I don't know if actually you were able to see it or earn it. Okay. Um, Perfect. Max Gaming, congratulations. All right. So let's continue with the class. We do a small break, a small good break. So now we're gonna create the next part, and is we gonna learn how to create our buildings. Okay? I'm gonna be really quick with this one because I want you to do it faster. So my best recommendation is first have your buildings created in another map. Of course, I'm not gonna teach you how to create the map because you already know how to do that. Mm. And in here, the first thing you're gonna have to do is you're gonna place the next items in your inventory, okay? So you're gonna go here and you're gonna place this specific item in your inventory. Then you're gonna go to tools, and in tools you're gonna select the next items. So if you're in English, you can put paint here, and you're gonna have different tools. You're gonna put eggs also, and you're gonna have more tools. That is the small egg. Okay, remember this is the one, and the big egg. Okay, so now that you have those two things, what you're gonna do is you're gonna place those in the floor. You're gonna place it in anywhere. And remember, guys, these tools allow you to create your own miniatures models in game. Okay. So everything you're gonna see in the green area is gonna be the small where you can build and create your own different like buildings for the game. Okay. My best recommendation is start from your home. As you see, I already make it here. This is not a construction for tutorial, but remember the items you're gonna use are gonna be in blocks. You're gonna have to select this one, the one this named as a cement. You cannot find it, I'm not sure. It's around this area. Is this one, the cement block, okay? So how it's gonna work? You're gonna see that basically if you place this block in your hands, you're gonna have a new option that is this one. If you click on here, you can choose the color you want to use for this cement block, and you will be able to build something. Okay, why using cement block or um, glass blocks? Because also you will be able to use this tool and this tool to be able to paint it. Okay, as an example, I'm gonna use the tool for painting. I'm gonna choose a color, and if I hit, I will be able to change the color. Same happens for the small egg and for the big egg. Okay, if I choose egg, I can choose a color, and I'm gonna be able to paint this really quick. Okay, so you can build different structures. As you see, I built my home here, the office here, the police station here, and also I take the time to build the different scenarios, the different buildings for the game. Okay, but what is gonna be the most important thing is you can build this as free as you want. What you're gonna do after building this is you're gonna go to the small block here. You're gonna click on it, and here you will be able to place the name of the tool. Okay, in this as an example, house example, and if you click on make it, you will be able to get this on your hand. So just put it into your hand, okay, and then create a small scenario for checking how it's gonna look, and just place it into the floor. As you see, we have the house we just created here into our inventory, okay? So what you're gonna do next is just gonna go to this tool and you click on manage, okay? You're gonna click on manage, and here is gonna allow you to select which a small tool you're gonna select. In this case, I'm gonna select the house I created and I'm gonna click on move, and you're gonna place it into your normal gallery, okay? And that will allow you to export that small miniature to another map. And that's when you go to the normal map, the map you are creating, your city simulator. You're gonna access to your city simulator. You're gonna go to the same tool, but instead of this one, you're gonna go to main library. You're gonna click on the folder where you have the miniature you just created, and you're gonna click on that one, and you're gonna select move, and you're gonna select the default folder of your map. And when you do that, you will be able to have that specific miniature in your map. To be able to complete the process, just leave your map and access your map again, okay? So remember, that's how you create your different maps, your different buildings, but this is only the model. Now we need to create two different things. We need to create first the item, but I mean the block, okay? So you're gonna go to plugin editor and you're gonna add a new block. You're gonna create it from zero. For this, just click on new, create. On here, you need to select an existing one. You're gonna select whatever you have, or as an example, a really existing template. The one I'm using is the rock. You're gonna confirm, and when you're gonna confirm, of course, you're gonna change the information for the information you have in game, okay? So very important, guys. If on here, I'm gonna show you an extra example tomorrow about how to make that every time you place a block on the terrain, you're gonna have some information in the screen, okay? So that is why you were looking something like this. What I'm doing here is showing to the player what is gonna give this specific block to the game, okay? So let me show you an example really quick. But remember, this is only if you want to use the script I'm gonna give you tomorrow, okay? The script is really simple. It's gonna give you the information of the blocks you place in game. But if you don't want to use that script, it's okay. And you don't need to do that, okay? If you don't want to use the script I'm gonna show you tomorrow, just place the normal name of the block you wanna place, okay? But if you want to use it, so you're gonna place the description like that, okay? So check, every time you create a block, you're gonna see the description in the top who says it's gonna give us 2 stars, that means +2 of population, and it is gonna give us 1 of money. All right, you're gonna see that all the houses are gonna give us the same and are gonna create some people here, okay? All right, so moving back to the block we were creating, on here I have this description. Once more, if you want to use the script, do it like that. If you wasn't, just put the name of your block, okay? Now for the attribute, you're gonna select blast resistance to 1, hardness to 3, sliding acceleration to 1. Here you're gonna place the burning speed in case you want to make able your map to have like some events, like as an example a fire or something. Odds burning 10%, light intensity to 6. And this is important, put this because at nighttime your map is not gonna look awesome if it has some illumination. But the most important thing, if you have an item that is gonna give you money, you're gonna select that item here, okay? All right. So you're gonna place that item there. And then you're gonna select kind of collision, okay? Most of the times you're gonna have solid here, but be sure for all the buildings you're gonna have air. I'm gonna explain it later, but for now just follow my recommendations, okay? And remember you're gonna do this for every different item or block you're gonna have. As an example, my house, my farm, my water farm or fishing farm, my parks, my police station, my offices, my clubs, my factories, the malls, the restaurants, and the buildings of two different floors. So we're gonna create for this example the farm. Remember on here you can place is gonna give us two output or the name of the farm. If you're gonna use the script, place like this. If you don't gonna use the script, place the description and also place the same actions, the same setup I showed you before. And in the collision also you can choose liquid, wherever is better for you, and save and enter your map. Now we're gonna do the item for be able to place this, okay? So what we're gonna do right now is gonna go and we're gonna create an item here. Remember the block is gonna be different to the item. Just use the same example we created before for the other tools and change the information. In my case, it's gonna be the name of the item, is gonna be a house, and the price is gonna be 20. Sorry, I get a little bit of a code here, so it's sometimes I get my voice reduced. All right. So what you're gonna do, guys, is you're gonna place the price here, $25. The description is gonna give us +2 of population. If you gonna have an item like this, the house, that will allow you to place one extra floor. Plus, I also put that every floor is gonna add you more one, and is gonna give you 1 of money. Once more, place the condition. As an example, you can place this house in a sidewalk or over the grass, and it needs to be connected to a road. Attribute is gonna be the same. On here, you don't need actually any kind of skill, so just remove it. And for the example, I'm gonna use here is a simple one, is the farm. So you're gonna place the name, you're gonna place what is gonna give us. In this case, the farm is gonna give us +2 of food. And you can place this on farmlands, and it needs to be connected to a road. As you see, the example is the same, and just gonna save it, okay? Remember, you need to click on enter the map to be able to see this map working. All right, welcome Guillermo Silveira and welcome Hunter 505. Welcome to the streaming. All right, so now that we have the different items, we will be able to create the trigger for this, okay? So what we're gonna do is, as always, we're gonna copy and paste the one that we already have here, that is irrigate. But let's do, copy that one, okay? Once you copy, you're gonna rename it as a farm, okay? Simple. In the event, keep the same event. On the first condition, remember, we gonna select what is gonna be the price for this, or the item, sorry. So once more, you're gonna select the item that we created, that is gonna be farm, in this case. Not the block, remember. Always choose the item that you're gonna have in the hand, the miss item, otherwise it's not gonna work. And then we're gonna select the price again. Remember, we always gonna have a price here. Then we're gonna do something important, and is that the block that the player is gonna place the building in is the blocks that we want, okay? In my case, the farms are only able to be placed over the farm block, which is this one. Of course, the houses are gonna have a different, and the buildings and everything are gonna be or have different conditions. So we're gonna select that one here. And very important, okay? first, let's do it like this way. Okay. So what you're gonna do is go to the side. Well, remember this condition that checks if our block or the block that we're gonna click on it is connected to a specific block. Well, if you want to link to be connected to something specific, you're gonna copy and paste, and we're gonna have the same condition. Okay, on here, always place the block you want to check your building is to be connected to. And in my case, I want the farms always to be connected to our road. Okay, so I'm gonna place that. Then we gonna add a new one. Okay, so remember this one. All right, we're gonna do something similar. We have on here the same condition, but it's gonna change. So you're gonna copy and paste it into the same block. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna place here template, sorry, not template, function, and we're gonna select word and block in a specific location. So what we are gonna do, apart from the normal conditions we already have for the terrain, we need to be sure that the block where we're gonna place our house, the block that is above, in case as an example, we're gonna place our block here, the block that is above the block we click on doesn't have any block over it. Okay, so let me show you the example really quick on here. So we want that when we click on here like this, for placing this block is empty, right? It's not like it's not going to have something above like this, because otherwise when we place the block, how is it going to work? Because it's already having something above. So we're going to check that, and for checking if it's empty, we're going to use that in a specific location, and we're going to tell the game to check one block above where we may click. Okay, so how do you do that? You're going to go to function and you're going to select function offset. Okay, so you're going to select function offset, but check this one, original location fixed, not this one, just select this one. Okay, and on there you're going to select block in event position is, and just put the same numbers I put it here, 0, 1, 0, yes, and select here air block. Okay, so with that you're gonna check that the block that is above the location we check is completely empty. Okay, perfect. Now we have all the conditions. Now we're gonna do a small pause because it's code time. Okay, all right, so as this is code time, I'm gonna give you the last code, guys. Remember, in the screen you are seeing the current code, so you will be able to claim it. And while you claim the code, I'm gonna answer some questions here. Oh, and I also forgot, I'm gonna copy and paste it into the chat, so you will be able to claim it, and let me answer your questions. So Simpiet is telling me, bro, welcome to the streaming. Yes. Actually, I'm developer, I'm teacher, and I work it, because I'm not working anymore on that one, as a mini capitan for the Spanish department. So that means that I was one of the mini capitans for Spanish long time ago. In case you want to know more about me, remember, you can check the first class. On there I explain all the experience and all the things I do for Miniword, just in case you want to check. Okay, but if you are new on this, remember, you are assisting to a live class about how to do some things in Miniword. This event is being called the Minicamp, and on here you learn with me during these classes how to do a specific map. We are learning how to do a city simulator, and then you will be able to participate and win some prizes if you have a really awesome map. Okay? Alright, so guys, I need some water again. My voice is getting really tired because I already have speaking for almost 1 hour, right? But Let me claim the code for you once more. Before continuing, guys, the code is gonna give us this time in events, redeem code, place the code I just give you. I give it to you like some minutes ago, and yeah, nice. We have some shards here. Nice. All right, and that is what is gonna give us that code. Okay. So moving back again to what we were doing. Remember, we were creating the buildings for our map. Okay. So now that we got all the conditions for our farm, what we're gonna do is update the options that we already have. On here, remember to put the money you already have here. Remember, the farm is gonna cost 35 in my game. Remember to update that information. Once more, you change these 4 first actions. You change here the sound. You're gonna put the effect you want to place for this, and the text. Don't forget to put the amount that is gonna be expended on this text. And really important, okay? What we gonna do right now is first to the like 2 different actions, okay? So I put a line. Remember, if you want to put something like this, you can do it really simple. You're gonna do script, execute the script, and on execute the script, just edit the title, click on here, and put wherever you want to place. Of course, it's not gonna do something, it's just to separate and to be more ordered, or to allow you to see better what we're gonna do, okay? So remember, everything above this line is the things that we normally have as an actions in every tool here. And after that, you're gonna place the actions you're gonna have for every building you have, okay? So, for your farm, what we have to do first is to create the farm, okay? So how do you do that? You're gonna go here, you're gonna go to the part that says blocks, and we're gonna create a new block. That's simple, guys. But really quick, on here, you're gonna select your farm. Remember, you're gonna see your farm in custom. Mine is right here. Remember, once more, mine has a description in case you want to use the script. But you can place also the name of your block here. But very important, we're gonna put here function library, and we're gonna select location offset, okay? Why? Because remember, we want to create the block one block atop of the block where we are clicking on. Otherwise, it's gonna not create anything because that specific space is already occupied or made by another block. So you're gonna choose to create the block out of the other block. So just put the same information that I have here. Event position 0, 1, 0. That means 0 blocks at the right or east and west, 1 block atop, and 0 blocks on north south, okay? And the orientation here, you can choose whatever is okay. And very important, guys, this is how we create the block. But remember, in our game, our buildings are gonna have like different functions, okay? Let me show you the example really quick here. Once more, we have our terrain here, right? And in our terrain, okay, let's wait. Yeah, now it's loading. As an example, in our terrain, all right, our buildings are gonna have some tools. As an example, this one is a farm and it's gonna give us 2 of food, right? Right here we see that it says 2 of food on the description. So if we check here, every time that we place a farm in the floor, after this specific time is happening, we're gonna have 2 of extra how do you call it? Yeah, food every day. Okay, so now I earn 2 of food. Of course, if I have 100 farms, I'm gonna have 100 multiply by 2, 200 of food extra every day, okay? Same happens for the home. As you see, the homes are gonna give us more population. That means I'm gonna expand this, and let me show you the example here, where is, okay, we need to use the terrain. Let's put some good terrain here. And let's put our house here. As you see, it's gonna give us more population, max population, every time we put this, okay? It increases on 2, and also it gives us some people, okay? So all the actions that you want to add as an extra are gonna be in here. So right after you put the actual construction, you're gonna add the action we wanna add, okay? In this case, our farm is gonna give us more food, okay, per day. So we're gonna add here, and we're gonna click set value, and remember we create previously a variable named food day, and the how it works is every time that the timer expense is gonna give us that amount, okay? So we're gonna add to that specific variable. So just click on here again, go to math. Remember, always we're gonna do numerical operations. Literally, we need to use this every time we're gonna add something or reduce something, multiply something, or do whatever with maths and variables, okay? So here we're gonna choose again food day, and we're gonna add 2, okay? Remember, that's what it's telling me in the description, that we're gonna have more food if we place that item or that home on the scenario. So we're gonna do that exactly. Add food day 2, okay? And now the farm, every time we place a farm, at the end of the timer is gonna give us that, okay? Very important. That's how also you create different items for the game. As an example, you have the house here, and as you see are the same conditions, okay? That's simple. And in the actions, we have after that, as an example, as the house is gonna add more variables, we're gonna change population max. We're gonna add 2 of max population, and also to the money of the day, we're gonna add 1, okay? So as you see, the house is the same. Of course, you change all the information before. And apart from that, you can add more actions. As an example, wait 5 seconds, and you can create a creature, okay? So for create a creature, just click on here, and you do the same with the location setup, and you create a citizen, okay? And for the different buildings, you're gonna do that. As an example, the park in the game reduce the amount of stress. So as you see, it's the same, but this time you need to place it over a grass block, and after that the actions are the same. We create the park, and we change the stress day, and we gonna change the stress day, we're gonna reduce 1, okay? Because the park reduces the stress, okay? And that's how you create different buildings, okay? It's very important, apart from creating the buildings, we need to create a different new block, or a different new let's say trigger, where you delete the farm, okay? So this is gonna be simple, but it's gonna be different. What you're gonna do is you're gonna add here a tool, a new trigger. You're gonna rename it. You're gonna put the name of the trigger. In this case, it's gonna be the same one, farm, but you're gonna add at the end the tag delete, okay? So the first one is for adding the farm, and the second one is for deleting, okay? And we're gonna play the next action, okay? We're gonna place a new action. The action is block, and when the block is destroyed, okay, that is this one, when it's begin destroyed, the condition is really simple. You're gonna go to blocks, and you're gonna select determine block, and if you have a farm here, the delete is gonna have the same block here. So you're gonna select again your farm. Remember to choose the block and not the item, And the actions are gonna be the opposite that you place here. So as an example, I put here that every time I build a farm is gonna add 2 of food, right? 2 food day. Food day is gonna be increased 2. Well, in the destruction one, you're gonna place the same, okay? You're gonna select food day, and I found an error. Nice, now I will be able to correct. Food day is gonna be equals to food day, but you're gonna reduce 2. Okay, so on the other one, it was something like this, add. On this one is gonna be reduce, all right? And that's it, all right? Every time you place a block, it's gonna add a variable. Every time you place or destroy the same block, you're gonna remove that from the inventory, all right? Once more, create all your buildings like this, but doing like for the second example, the house, right? So the house is having all the same information. It's gonna add population max as, it's population max plus 2. Is gonna change money of day because of money of day, and we're gonna add 1. But in the destruction, right, that we gonna have here, when we delete the house is, of course, having the same information. So we have population max, we're gonna reduce 2. Remember, for the previous one we add, for the destruction we reduce, and the money day we're gonna reduce. And every building you create, you're gonna do the same. If you add 2 of, I don't know, stress on the created one, on the delete one, you're gonna reduce to the population. And you're gonna do that for every of the different blocks that you have, like saying that way. Okay, I found a lot of mistakes here. Yeah, I need to correct later, but yeah, remember, if you put food day here, you're gonna put food day here also, and like that. Yeah, you see, as an example, the park add 1 of reduce 1 of the stress, so, correct, but 2 of stress, sorry. But when you place or remove a park, is gonna add 2 of stress per day, okay? The office is gonna be the same. The office gonna add 2 of money, but it is gonna add you more stress also, okay? So in here, when I delete the office, it's gonna reduce 2 of stress, and is gonna add 1 of stress per day, and we're gonna reduce it when we're gonna delete it, okay? So you're gonna see it's really simple for this one. With that, you will be able to create all the different buildings by changing the conditions, okay? Welcome, Block Strike Duty YouTuber. Welcome to the streaming, all right? And nice, now we have this. Now, this is gonna be the part where you will be able to create all the different buildings, okay? So remember, once more, always you place a block and you remove the you place a block with the creation trigger, and always you create a block for that. You're gonna use the other one, the second one, the delete one, to delete that. With this, at this point, you will be able to place, by using the tools, your items on the scenario. Okay, the different ones you created, you can start creating your items and testing like this. So an example, this one adds me 2 or 1 of food every time this is spending, but it needs to be placed over a sand block and next to a water. So as an example, if I try to place this block here, it's not gonna work. And if I try to place it also here, it's not gonna work. Always we're gonna need to be over a sand block, but also next to a water block to be able to place this one. For the house, once more, we need to be over a grass or a sidewalk, and we need to be connected to a road. So as an example, let me switch here and let me place a couple of side blocks to show you the example. The house, once more, cannot be placed here because we don't have a sidewalk, cannot be placed here because we don't have a road connected, but we place it here. We will be able to place our home, and it's gonna give us 2 of population, and it's gonna give us 1 of money. And of course, uh, it's gonna create our first citizen. And the citizen, in the previous class, we learned that every time we create a citizen, they make some chances that it's gonna actually create the card. And remember, the card is gonna move along, okay? And like that, you have the different conditions. The park that only can be placed over over a park. If you use the demolish tool in the future that we're gonna learn how to do tomorrow, you will be able to destroy some of the buildings and get money by destroying, like this, as you see. Got it? But remember, we're gonna continue with that for tomorrow. For now, guys, the class is over. Tomorrow we're gonna continue with the last 2 tools, and then we're gonna learn how to create this beautiful UI, okay? That will be it for now, guys. Thank you so much for your assistance. Oh, I'm gonna ask you the last question. I'm gonna give the last code for anyone who answered this. Remember, the first one who answered is gonna want the code, and the code is gonna be for a permanent skin, okay? All right, are you ready for the question? The first one who answered this is gonna want a code, okay? So let me ask you for that question right now. TikTok, we're gonna give 1 minute for that. The first one who answered is gonna want the code, okay? All right, guys, so the question is, what is a script? The first one who is gonna answer is gonna win this code, okay? TikTok, I will wait for you guys. And also, in the remaining 5 minutes, you can ask me any questions. I will be able to answer your questions. And this class was really long, guys. Oh my god, I got my voice completely destroyed on this. It's really tiring voice. So guys, the first one who answered this is gonna want a code. I'm gonna give you 3 minutes to answer this. If no one's answered once more, I will keep that code for myself. It's gonna be for me. So if you don't answer, you are giving me this code, okay? So the first one who answers this is gonna want the code. What is a script? TikTok. Oh, by the way, did you use TikTok? Let me know into the chat, guys. Alright, guys, so no one was able to answer this. So remember, if you have the questions about this, remember, a script is a program that you can give some orders to programming in Miniware. The difference between triggers is that in the script you use text, and it's more advanced, just in case you have questions. For now, guys, that will be it. Thank you so much for assisting the class. Remember, we will see us tomorrow, same time, same channel, with the same teacher. Have an excellent day whenever or wherever you are, and see you tomorrow, guys. Goodbye.